Tech support with Tony.
Hey, I'm Tony. I'm going to go over an issue with you today. I just had this phone call come in. A technician called me and he's working with one of our newer Braeburn model thermostats. He had a 1230 and he said that the display had a counter that just kept counting up. Couldn't turn it off, didn't know what it was doing. Thermostat seemed to behave a little odd. So I was able to help him out and explain what was going on. So this is an issue that we call factory test mode or fast clock mode. And I'm going to kind of show you what it looks like and what models it applies to and how to fix it. So this is an issue that applies to models 1030, 1230, 2030, 2230. It also applies to our models 4030 and 4235. What it looks like in the display, so I have a 1030 here. If you look in the display, let's get this angle just right. You see down here, this counter, it just keeps counting up. Doesn't really say what it's doing, but it just keeps counting up. On the 4030, it appears as the clock, but the clock is just, the minutes are just going by like seconds. 7:08, 7:09, 7:10, 11, 12, just keeps going. This is a factory test mode that was inadvertently activated on your thermostat. This is not something that should be used in the field. It is intended for factory test purposes only. The way that the factory test mode is activated is by holding the menu button down as power is applied. So meaning if the menu button is pressed while you snap in the batteries, or if you are pushing it onto the wall base with 24 volt common power, and you're holding that menu button down as it powers up, that will activate the factory test mode, the fast clock mode. When it's in test mode or fast clock mode, it may not work properly. Because it's not in normal operating mode. You might not get heat or cool calls to activate properly. There will be a lot of odd behavior. But this is easily corrected. We can get out of factory test mode by going into the installer level menu of the thermostat. Either one of these thermostats, any of them that have these menu buttons, will have two distinct menus. One is a user level menu and the other is an installer level menu. Each menu has several items in there, and the very last item in the menu is a clearing function. When we go into the installer level menu and we go to the clear, we can set that and it will restart the thermostat back to normal operating mode. So on this, I'll demonstrate it on the 1030. To get into that menu, we press this menu button, hold it down until you see the screen changes. Takes about 5 or 6 seconds. This will show you various options depending on your model. Obviously this first one is for Fahrenheit or Celsius, but each time you press the menu button, it'll advance you through various options. We're going to go to the very last one where it says clear, and it'll say no initially. Use your up arrow key to change it to Y for yes, then press the menu button again and the thermostat will reboot, and now our fast clock or factory test mode counter is gone and the thermostat will operate normally as it should. It's the same for the 4030 or 4235. You want to hold that menu button down several seconds until we get into the installer menu. Now on this one here, we're going to have soft keys down here with next, back, and return. This model will press next, and that will keep cycling us through the various options of the menu on this thermostat. There's a lot more options on this model than the 1030 because it's a more advanced thermostat, but we're still looking for the clear option. Clear, this is going to say none. We're going to set it to clear all, and then you can press the return button. It'll reboot the thermostat, and now our clock behaves normally, counting time as it should. Factory test mode. You don't need it, you don't want it, it's only for the factory, not to be used in the field. You can inadvertently access this by holding the menu button while the power is applied, while you're snapping in those batteries. If that happens, just go to the installer clear it, it'll reboot, and then it'll work properly. If you ever got questions about any of this, you can always call me. You'll find tech support number in the video description. I'll also include written instructions for this. If you like this information that you're getting, subscribe to the channel. Let me know you're out there. And tech support with Tony.